Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Phantasy Star Online, Episode 1 and 2. Unfortunately, I have to do some post-commentary as the audio I captured is completely desynced, but nonetheless, we'll do this. Last time, I said I would go over some of the status what they mean here. Online-offline score don't really mean anything, so we're not going to go over that. Go to player parameters here. ATP is basically your attack power, determines how much damage you do to enemies. DFP is defense power. MST is the magic stat. ATA is your accuracy and is the primary stat for rangers. It doesn't affect their actual ability to attack, it's their accuracy. ATP still determines how much damage you do. EVP is evasion. Luck is basically how often you crit. I don't believe it does anything else besides crit rate. And maybe have no, I don't think that's about it. But basically, as a ranger, you want to focus on ATA and ATP, primarily ATA because guns require you to have ATA. That as like, what is it? Hunters require ATP to use swords and the like. But that's pretty much a general overview of the stats. Oh yes, the second page there is resistances. You got EFR is fire resistance, ice resistance, thunder resistance, dark resistance, and light resistance. Right now you don't have to worry about it too much because there aren't many enemies that uses those spells besides fire. Maybe that's coming up. This menu here, you can set whatever attacks you want, whatever spells, items you can set to that little menu. This one here is just your spell list. I don't know anything, so that really won't help us out. Here's my equipment here. I only have a handgun, a frame, and a mag. Now the mag is something special to this game, and what it is it's a little device that floats over your shoulder, and you can feed it items. And as you can see there, I fed it a monomate, increase the power, which if you can fill up the bar all the way, you get 1 point, which power will increase your ATP, your not your base, but your affected score, which I'll go over in a second. Now, different items do different things, so you want to try different things. Oh, I forgot to, okay, in the parentheses there, 23, 18, and 20, those are your base stats, unmodified, while the ones outside on the left are modified after all your equipment's been calculated and all that. But back to the mag here, if you feed it a monomate, your power is going to go up, defense goes up a little bit, and dexterity goes up. Again, we're rangers, so we kind of want to focus on dexterity, which I believe in this game, dexterity also increases, or, well, when you feed your mag, dexterity will increase your evasion, as well as your ATA. I'm not 100% sure on that, but also here's the photon blast, and basically what those do is once you evolve your mag, when it gets to a certain level, it will change its look, and it has a chance of gaining a photon art, or photon blast, which is basically like a summon. It can be very powerful. Some of them are attacks, and some of them are actually support. There's one that heals you, and one that gives you attack and defense up. It actually gives it to everybody. And in this room is the Hunters Guild, which basically is where you go and to get quests, some of the storyline quests, if you will. I do not have any of the downloadable quests for... excuse me. I do not have any of the downloadable quests for Episode 1, but I do have some for Episode 2, and I will be going over those, as well as a basic run of Episode 2. Some other things I was going to go over. Each area is divided, it's kind of a pattern. The first area, there's only one, there's 2 areas, Forest 1 and 2, and then the next area is 3, and then the level after that is 2 again, and then the final is 3. So it's basically 2, 3, 2, 3. And now here we are in the forest, finally about to go kill some things. You can see you use your A. I have it assigned to my weak, and my X button is to my fierce. You can see weak is pretty fast, while X is slow but does more damage. Holding down R pulls up your optional bar, which you can assign more things to later. But right now I don't have anything to put there, so we'll just leave it blank for now. There is another attack button besides those two. It's a special attack, but since my weapons don't have any of those, we can't go over that. And that right there was a special fence, laser fence. Basically, you have to hit the corresponding color switch to open up the gate somewhere. That was blue, so we opened up the blue switch, and it was right behind us. And here's our first enemy, the Boomas. Pretty standard, basic enemies. They don't really do anything. They just walk up and slap you. That's about all they do. Me and my friends always had a crazy theory that when they switched hands, it was always going to be a critical, because it seemed to be true sometimes, but it's really not. Just the mind playing tricks on us. Here is some gray crates. There's nothing, typically rare drops from crate. Those crates are non-existent, especially in normal. You won't find anything. There are some rare chests later on that you actually have to work to get to, like, say, find a hidden switch to open up one of the laser grids so you can get in there, but the drop rate's still pretty low, especially offline. There's not a whole lot to that. There's the Meseta, which is the money in this game, which I've gone over before. Pretty much starting off, you want to pick up all the items you can to sell later. Here I picked up Barter level 1. I cannot use it. You can see there it says 35. I need 35. I only have 20, so I cannot use it yet. Some more Boomas. And you can see there it says the attribute is native. What that is, well, it's their attribute. And later on we'll get some weapons that will do more damage to that attribute. Right there was a new enemy as the Rag Rappy. They're actually a pretty popular, a well-known enemy of the Phantasy Star universe. The thing about them is you can't kill them. When you hit them and enough times, they just fall on the ground and act like they're dead. And if you wait a few seconds, they'll get back up and try to run away. And if you shoot them, hit them, whatever, while they're trying to run away, they'll drop items. Ha ha ha. Sorry, that was Cleveland there. Anyways, the Rag Rappies don't really do much. They're not much of a threat. They never really get much of a threat in this game. You can easily deal with them. Most of the times they drop down more than one, and if they outnumber you, it can be kind of a pain, but other than that, there's nothing special about them. Alright, level up. You can see there, my stats, my base stats are going up. ATA only goes up 1, which makes sense, you know, even though ATA is their primary stat, it's not going to help me do more damage. Look, I'm doing 3 damage, 5, 10, not a whole lot, so definitely need more ATP. That was a Barbarous Wolf. I'll go over those more in a second when I see another one. Now, Forest 1, you know, it's just an intro level, so it's not very hard. There's nothing special to this area. It's just it's actually short too. The first area you can get through it within 5 minutes. It's not even that. It's just really a simple layout. There's not many trails that go off in the different areas to give you some rare items or anything like that. There's a couple here and there. Also, I want to mention about the maps in this game. There are different variations of maps. So the way they thought would keep the game kind of fresh is the maps are generally the same, but sometimes the layout, like where the portals or where you start, is different. And it's just mainly prevalent in the forest area. The map is always the same no matter what. It's just they start you off in different spots. Later on, like in the mines and the other areas, the maps will change, actually. They'll change things around. Rooms will be where they weren't before. It's a neat little idea they put in there. Just to kind of keep the the player guessing, so they don't always automatically know where things go. But there was only like 3 variations. Here you can see I got my mag up 1 level. I got POW 1, which boosts my ATP up, I think, by 1 or 2 points. My defense power, you can see, is already up to 5. That's just because of the game starts it off at that. I don't know why he didn't pick that mono way up, but back here is one of the optional areas. I think it's one of the only optional areas in this map, this particular layout. And of course, as soon as you hit that box, a Booma pops out. Now, in the official strategy guide, in the enemy section, they've listed one of the enemies as monster in a box, and it just shows a picture of a box. And it's not an actual enemy, and all it is if some boxes are trapped. So when you shoot the box, an enemy pops out. So you can walk in this room, not hit any of those white boxes, nothing will pop out. But as soon as you hit one, you know, Boomas pop up, and then you shoot them in the face, and they die. You know, they've asked me, please get you the hot bullets of shotgun to die. So I obliged them. Later on, this will get a lot more difficult. Normal mode is always can be a little challenging starting off. I think the easiest class to play in this game are the Rangers and the Hunters. I said before that the cast or the forces are a little bit more difficult to play. It's just because they're so squishy. Magic, like your basic fireball spell, takes up a lot of MP, or TP I should say. And monofluids are more expensive than monomate, and money is not so easy to get early on. That's why I suggest picking up any item, anything you can to sell. That basic merchant fodder. Now those other enemies, those yellow ones that popped up, they were called Go Boomas, and they're the second evolution of the Boomas. Nothing really special about them. They do the exact same thing as the first ones. They hit harder, take more damage before dying, but again, nothing special. Boomas in general, their entire family is pretty weak. So here I got another handgun, but it doesn't have anything to it. It's just a crappy handgun, merchant fodder. And I can apologize. I kept forgetting to look at these messages that Red Ringo left us. I went on autopilot here and completely forgot. I've run past those so many times, and I just I'll make at the intro of another video, I'll show off all those messages that I missed. That was completely my fault, but I'll show them to you so we don't miss any of it. Even though some of them are just in the Forest 1 are just basic tips like, you know, hit this switch to open this gate. It's like, wow, I already know that. It's right there in front of me. Okay, but some of them actually do have prevalent to the, they are prevalent to the story. And here we have another new enemy. They are the Monests. They don't do anything in particular. All they do is shoot these flies that like to stab you. But other than that, they're defenseless. You can just sit there and shoot them. They don't have really good defense. They just have a lot of health. So just shoot them, shoot them, shoot them until they're dead. That's all I can say about those guys. Later on, they get harder because, like hard mode, because the flies actually, they shoot them out faster and they shoot more of them, and the flies can actually poison you. So you gotta watch out for those. Here are the Savage Wolf and the Barbarous Wolf. Now, the special thing about them is the Barbarous Wolf is the leader. Ah, stupid wolf, hitting me in behind. The Barbarous Wolf is the leader, while the Savage Wolf is just one of its followers. And if you can manage to kill the Barbarous Wolf before the Savage Wolves, and I get almost killed, if you can kill them, they actually put attack and defense down on themselves, and it's all the wolves in the room. So if you have 2 Barbarous Wolves and 2 of the Savage Wolves, if you kill one of the Barbarous Wolves, all the other ones will put attack down and defense down, which is, was it Zalur and Jelen in this game is what it's called. It's not a huge, you know, bonus. You don't really do that much more damage to them. I think it's maybe like 3 points, but it's kind of cool that they put that in there. You know, they get sad that their leader's dead, and freaking cats, man, they keep hitting me. They keep getting cheap shots in. I'll teach you a lesson. But you know, those cats really, they don't have much. There's not much strategy to beat them. But that's about all the time I have for this video. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Let's Play Phantasy Star Online.